Do you ever feel like you're constantly putting out fires when it comes to your child's behavior? Maybe your child seems to overreact to anything new, unexpected, or even slightly uncomfortable, and you're left trying to tiptoe through the minefield. But what if you had a map of that minefield? What if you knew what's triggering the meltdowns and could prevent them before they happen? Now go a step further. Imagine equipping your child to express their needs and get them met without big behaviors. The second TBRI principle of empowerment can help you do just that. Let's explore what's happening in your child's brain during a meltdown. When threatened, the brain's alarm system, called the amygdala, activates survival mode. Trauma alters what the brain recognizes as a threat and how it responds. The prolonged and repetitive nature of complex trauma causes the amygdala to become overactive or sensitive, and this can make small problems feel like big problems. Imagine waking up in your dark bedroom to see a large figure hovering over you. Your brain leaps into survival mode out of fear. However, turning on the lights reveals the figure to be a bathrobe hanging on your closet door. Your brain and body quickly calm down, allowing you to laugh and go back to sleep. This is regulation. Trauma changes this scenario. When your child's fear response gets triggered by that dark figure, it can't calm back down, even after realizing it's just a bathrobe. Without the skills to regulate or calm their brains and body, a child can get stuck in a state of distress. This state is called dysregulation. Dysregulation shuts down the decision-making parts of the brain. This puts the survival part of the brain in charge of responding. An overactive amygdala may interpret physical needs like hunger, dehydration, or exhaustion as a threat. Your child does not know how to recognize or express these needs. He simply feels dysregulated and acts on his survival instincts. The goal of empowerment is to externally regulate your child by meeting his needs. These include both his inner physical needs as well as his outer environmental needs. This helps set his brain and body up for success. Let's say you and your child are running errands. He makes it through the post office and the grocery store without a problem. So you decide to grab yourself a coffee and cake pop on the way home. However, as you wait in line at the drive-thru, he begins to get agitated. He starts whining and kicking your seat. And before you know it, meltdown. It can be hard to understand why this last stop set him off, but there is a reason. To find the reason, you must first find the unmet need. First, let's talk about hydration. Hydration is vital to proper brain function and can drastically affect a child's behavior. A good way to prevent dehydration is to always keep a water bottle with you. You can encourage your child to stay hydrated by modeling the behavior yourself. Take a drink of water before your coffee. Then, whenever you take a drink, offer some to your child. Getting your child their own water bottle is also a great way to form good habits. Next, consider nutrition. The brain uses about 60% of the body's glucose. Glucose comes from food. This means that when the body is hungry, the brain suffers. And a brain that has suffered trauma can be especially sensitive to changes in blood sugar. You're in line at the drive-thru. Your child is getting more and more agitated. How long has it been since he ate? A proactive solution to hunger is a protein-rich snack every 2 hours. Consider keeping a stash of snacks like peanut butter, cheese, or trail mix in the car and at home. This can help regulate your child's blood sugar over a longer period of time. At the moment, maybe he needs a cake pop too. On the surface, offering a snack to a child mid-meltdown may feel like rewarding what seems like bad behavior. But by giving his body what he needs, you enable his brain to make better choices. This is how you empower a child's body. But what about his environment? When a child experiences trauma, their ability to process and interact with their environment changes. In their experience, the world doesn't feel like a safe place. New feels unsafe. Unexpected feels unsafe. And to their little brains, some sensations feel unsafe. Trauma incurred during early childhood or even in utero can cause sensory processing challenges. External senses allow the body to collect information. These include sight, taste, smell, touch, and hearing. Internal senses are how the brain processes things like pressure and movement. For children with trauma, sensory information can be harder to process, confusing the brains and bodies. This can lead to a child having strong preferences or aversions to certain stimuli. These sensory preferences exist on a spectrum and are different for every child. For example, a child who struggles with smell sensitivity might get dysregulated by even mild scented candles or perfumes. That same child might crave pressure or movement like stomping their feet or jumping off of things. When a child's sensory needs aren't being met, he might exhibit signs of agitation that can be really hard to interpret. This is why it's so important for you as a caregiver to approach your child's behavior with curiosity. Once you learn your child's sensory preferences, you can navigate their emotional triggers more easily. Let's go back to the drive-through. As you take a moment to breathe through the frustration of having your seat kicked, you begin to investigate your surroundings. You notice a construction zone nearby and the noise coming from it. Does he need some earplugs? Is he kicking because he needs movement? Curiosity can help you regulate your child anywhere you are by meeting his individual sensory needs. Maybe he needs to march or stomp to the car between errands. You might need to keep earplugs in the car or find another place to stop for a treat. Remember, you're not coddling a spoiled child. You're helping a dysregulated child feel safe. Another crucial aspect of a child's environment is predictability. Change is scary for a child who has never felt safe in their environment. To them, anything unfamiliar feels like a potential threat. That is why transitions can feel so difficult. When the school bell rings at the end of the day, it signals a lot of change for a child. They must swiftly change locations, activities, and company. This can require a lot of mental and physical energy. Without time to prepare, their already tired brains can quickly get overstimulated, triggering a fear response. Transition warnings allow the child's brain to start preparing for a shift before it happens. One way to do this is by making a chart of the schedule for the day and going over it with your child each morning. Tell him where you'll be when you pick him up and what stops you'll make along the way home. Then patiently remind your child about upcoming changes in a calm, soothing voice. Now let's apply this technique to bigger life transitions. Foster parents know that big changes can and do happen. A child could be reunified with little to no notice. An unexpected visit with your child's mom or dad might pop up. How can you prepare your child when you have little warning yourself? Routines are a great tool you can use to bookend potentially stressful or traumatic events. Let's say you're faced with an unexpected family visitation. Before the visit, do what you can to empower your child's body with snacks and water. Then establish a fun activity for your child so they can anticipate it after every visit. Maybe you go to the park or watch a movie together at home. You can't control what happens during the visit, but you can provide predictability around it. Another tool to help a child through bigger transitions is a memory book. This book could contain photos and descriptions of important people and places. Good examples might be your child's birth family, school friends, and teachers. But you know your child. Some people and places can be triggering. You may decide to put this book together yourself, with your child, or with the help of a mental health professional. Trying to figure out what your child needs at any particular moment may sound daunting, but learning to read your child's behavior is like learning a new language. It takes time and practice, trial and error. To help, try going through these steps the next time your child seems agitated. First, check his body. Has he eaten recently? Is he hydrated? Second, check his environment. Are his clothes making him itchy? Is the sun hurting his eyes? Finally, remind him of the plan. Does he know where you're going to take him today? Does he know what to expect? Empowerment begins with curiosity. As you look for clues in your child's behavior, you will learn to interpret what he needs. By providing food and water, sensory input, and predictability, you can begin to disarm the fear driving specific behaviors. Empowerment can reshape how your child experiences the world within and around him.